You're a new member, aren't you?
Yes, Todd Caper.
Scotch for you, Sir Geoffrey, and a Matterhorn for you, sir.
Thank you.
What?
Matterhorn. Carnot poured over a glacier. I picked up the idea in Switzerland.
I see. Better have it with me.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. Travel a lot?
Yes, fair bit. I gather you're connected with the post office.
Communications. Whenever I have any contact with foreign parts, it's usually electronic.
Well, I imagine your field's pretty challenging these days, bouncing signals off the ceiling.
Plenty of problems nearer home, too.
Time for the news, gentlemen.
Club room. Television in the bar, news time only.
I wonder if they brought the dispatches from Waterloo to the same ceremony.
Strange. The set was only serviced last week.
Good evening, Central London. This is another Radio Confidential bulletin.
Damn him, he's on the air again.
Who?
Oh, he's the traveller, the pirate radio man.
Seat of government, centre of finance, sink of vice and corruption. Tonight,
Shall I
tell
switch
you
it
about
off?
three
No, leave it on.
men whom you read about in your papers. But your papers never say that these men are cheats, liars, swindlers. They are Wilkie Green, chairman of CPA, then that financial genius, John DeBross. And finally, this will shake you, Timothy Wilburn, the charity man, who's tipped for a title in the next honours list.
Doesn't the post office have
Mr. Wilson?
detective vans to catch him?
We've got a whole fleet of them on the road, but this is the first time the Travellers operated in the London area. The vans are all up north. He's always one jump ahead.
A mere £30,000. And for the last 2 years, Burridge has enjoyed a free holiday in the Bahamas. So you see, chums, if you're rich enough, you can get away. Even with murder.
Well, that's radio smear for you. 15 minutes of filth and expose, and then he moves on before the detective vans can get a fix on his position.
Is any of it true?
Just enough, I imagine. Just enough for people to swallow it all.
How do we know it's an undermined operation?
It's the most obvious attack on the country so far. These broadcasts are doing wholesale damage. Bankruptcies, suicides, broken careers. The targets are nearly always public men, people in government and industry. It's a familiar pattern.
Well, it could be the work of a maniac, somebody with a grudge against society.
And a transmitter powerful enough to jam television reception over about 10 square miles?
Well, why not?
Oh, even if only 5% of the traveller's stories were true, one man couldn't pick up that much dirt.
He's being fed information.
By an organized network. And what more likely than all these brainwashed people we know still exist around Britain?
Look, I don't see that we stand much chance of finding him. Well, the post office and the police have failed.
Have you seen this? It's a special report on radio smear by Ian Jenner of the Daily Bulletin. He's the top crime buster and he claims to be on the traveller's tail.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm on special reporter Ian Jenner's tail.
Oh, you're quite right. I'm not a member.
But you've an appointment with Sir Geoffrey Tillinger.
Look, he'll be here any minute now. Please, you wouldn't deny a drink to a man with a heavy cold. If it turns into pleurisy, it'll be your fault.
What'll you have, Mr. Jenner?
Brandy, thanks.
Same for me.
Right.
Who are you, Sir Geoffrey's PA?
My name's Harriet. Your office told me I'd find you here.
Personnel selection.
That's my job. But this is a private matter.
About what?
The Traveller.
Oh, you've got some information?
I've read your articles. Where to the rest of Fleet Street? You seem pretty well informed.
I should be. I've covered the radio smear story for a month.
And now you're getting close.
What's your interest, Mr. Harriet?
Well, I've got a personal reason for wanting to find the Traveller.
I see. He's attacked hundreds of people, but I can't remember the name Harriet. A relative?
Oh, my reason can hardly matter to you, but I'd be very grateful for anything you could pass on.
Including a cold in the head. Look, I'm waiting for Geoffrey Tillinger. Oh, in fact, here he comes now. Tell you what, meet me tonight at this address, okay?
Which is Mr. Jenner?
Oh, that's him, Sir Geoffrey, over there.
Mr. Jenner?
Sir Geoffrey, this is Mr. Harriet, Sir Geoffrey Tillinger.
How do you do?
Sir Geoffrey's going to tell me everything his engineers are doing to catch the Traveller.
Not quite everything, Mr. Jenner. Must keep a few surprises up our sleeves.
Oh, I'd better leave you to it then. 9 o'clock?
Yeah, fine.
Good. Until tonight, then.
Sounds like a nasty cold.
Oh, I'm soldiering on.
Better come and have some lunch.
Yeah, if I can taste it.
Here's your cake back.
Well, what did the voice expert have to say about it?
He built up quite a picture of the traveller.
What were the main points?
Well, he's born in the East End, working class, probably grammar school education. He got rid of his accent and adopted what's called received standard English. Look, is any of this going to be a help?
Could be. Go on.
Well, some time or another he may have taken the trouble to attend speech classes. His diction and delivery are good. He's probably accustomed to using his voice in a professional capacity.
As a broadcaster?
No, he may have been a teacher or instructor of some sort. He reads his material but makes it sound natural.
What about physical appearance?
Oh, he covered that too. Here you are, look, he's aged about 45. The timbre of the voice suggests he's a thick-set man of below average height.
Broad-shouldered, but running to fat now. Smokes heavily and has a tendency to asthma.
Hello, North London. This is Radio Confidential calling North London with a special announcement. It should be of particular interest to students of newspapers. Time after time, Radio Confidential has revealed the truth about scandals of national importance, while newspapers have concealed and suppressed the truth. And none more so than the Daily Bulletin, that tabloid of trivia and titillation, who employ a man by the name of Ian Jenner, who calls himself a reporter. Well, let me report for a change on Mr. Jenner.
He's been delayed somewhere.
He said 9 o'clock. It's way past that now.
There aren't any lights on.
It's a bell push.
You stay out here.
Suicide?
I don't think so. That's how it'll look. Well, he got close to the traveller, all right. Too close. Pages torn clean out. What is it?
Langham Place, there's money in it, chums. What do you make of that?
Here, come on.
Better see a doctor. You get lines in front of your eyes? No, never. Still say that's a check suit you're wearing? Of course it's a check suit. It is not a check suit. I tell you it is. Now look, it's a perfectly ordinary grey flannel suit. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bet you a book of clothing coupons and this week's meat ration, it's a check suit. Right? Taken. You mean you've been taken? What? Anyone can see it. Wait a minute. Look, there you are. See, inside the jacket, made in Prague. It's a check suit. Wow. There's money in it, chums. I tell you, there's money in it.
Oh, the address that reporter had was the BBC Sound Library. They let me re-record a piece of tape. That's the James and Jarvis show during the war.
So the traveller's real name is Ensign James. That voice is unmistakable.
There's money in it, chums.
They tell you where we can find him now?
Nobody's heard of him for ages.
What about the name of an agent?
Well, I tried that too, but he said James stopped out of show business a long time ago.
Well, there must be some way of tracing him. Yes? Oh, no, thank you, Susie. I hadn't forgotten. I'm leaving in a few minutes. I've arranged to meet Sir Geoffrey Tillinger.
The official Jenner saw yesterday.
Oh, even though reporters don't usually tell all their facts, well, he may have mentioned something to Tillinger that could give us a lead.
Hey, Drew, can I use your phone?
Go ahead.
I got the address of Billy Jarvis's agent. I thought if Jarvis had kept in touch with his old friend, he might tell us where James was. Like all cheerful comedians, they probably hated each other's guts. Hey, Susie, can you get me Covent Garden 1429?
I'm sorry, I can't help you, Harriet. But it's a terrible thing. Jenner struck me as a really go-ahead young man.
Perhaps he went a bit too far ahead in his inquiries.
Huh?
Radio smear is part of a much bigger campaign, Sir Geoffrey. Organised subversion on a national scale.
What on earth makes you believe that?
Well, for some time now, I've been involved in incidents that were part of this pattern. You're probably aware there are people that have unusual auditory perception, people that can hear high-frequency sound, soundless sounds.
Since communications are largely my responsibility, naturally I'm aware they exist, but they're freak cases, very rare.
Oh, there are even greater freaks now, and there's enough of them to be a real danger. They're like the traveller, working to ruin the country.
Good Lord, why?
Because they've been brainwashed. Their minds have been made over by some form of oral hypnosis. They're not their own masters anymore.
Really, Harriet, it's very hard to take this seriously.
But you take the traveller and his broadcast seriously.
Well, of course.
He's undermining people, institutions. Everything is geared to that end.
You mean a form of psychological warfare?
Yes, waged by an alien power from space.
Fantastic. Young man, if you've got proof of this, it should be conveyed to the authorities.
I was wondering if you could take it up, Sir Geoffrey.
I should need some very real evidence. The whole thing borders on preposterous science fiction.
Well, a great number of things nowadays seem to border on science fiction, later turn out to be scientific fact.
This man, James, you've no idea where he could be?
No. Have you?
No! Otherwise we wouldn't be chasing him about all over the country. We've got another 24 detector vans. Going out this week won't be enough. Our only chance is a van in the right area at the right time. Mark you, if he goes on like this, we'll pick him up eventually, but it could be months. I could do with another drink. What about you, Harriet?
There's money, chums. I tell you, there's money in it. That's it. We always finish like that. Those were the days, my dear. Yes, when the JJ show gave the nation a lift and a laugh. Aha, I thought there might be a bottle tucked away. The old office routine, eh? Our producer used to keep one hidden inside a bust of the DG. Aren't you going to join me?
Oh, it's a bit early in the day for us, Mr. Jarvis.
Got to keep a clear head in your line, I suppose. Personnel selection, eh? What do you want old Billy for?
We wondered if you could help us.
Ah, going to ask me a few personnel questions, you mean? I like that. Personnel. Don't need this stuff, you know. Always had a quick wit. Used to make up most of our best gags. Ad-lib 'em in, you know. The scriptwriters laughed so hard, they didn't realise we'd thrown half their stuff away.
When was the last time you saw Ensign James?
Oh, Ensign, oh, years and years since I saw him. Let me see now. We took a concert party out to Korea. It got a stupendous reception. That was the last time we worked together. When we got off the ship, we went our separate ways.
You don't know his present address?
Afraid not. Is that all you want to know?
Well, it's very important.
I reckon it must be.
You've no idea where we could find him.
None at all. Not an inkling.
I'm afraid we've rather wasted your time, Mr. Jarvis.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It's been grand here in the old JJ show again. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. You know, my dear, the comics of the day, they've lost the art. No timing, that's what it is, timing. Don't suppose you could let old Billy hear a little bit more, could you?
You can have the tape, Mr. Jarvis.
Can I? Oh, I'll surprise them at my local with this. They've got a machine for music. Imagine their faces when they hear the old signature tune again. Oh, thank you, my dear. I'm sorry I haven't been of more assistance.
Can I get you a taxi?
No need. I walk everywhere. Keeps the old Derby down. I look 10 years younger than Ensign. Let himself go completely.
How do you know?
How do I know?
You said you hadn't seen him for years.
Oh, no, not in the flesh, dear boy, not in the flesh. I've seen his aging fizz on the telly often enough.
On television? What programme?
He's not in a programme. He's in the commercials. He's a domino.
Domino. Domino.
New girl, aren't you?
Yes.
I thought so. I could tell by your spots.
Thanks very much. You don't make the costume sound very flattering.
Oh, I don't know. On you, it looks pretty good. I'll tell you a secret. Some of the girls, they've even got spots underneath. Eaten too many of our free samples. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
I don't blame you. You're smart. Yeah, very smart.
Thank you, Veronica. Now, Harriet, what makes you think that this man James is the traveller?
Look, Sir Geoffrey, he's got a van. He moves all over the country.
Yes, I appreciate that.
But the times of his broadcast, the areas he's visited, match exactly.
And I hope that you appreciate that I am a civil servant responsible to the minister. I can't order a police raid on pure speculation.
But surely it's gone beyond that.
Has it?
Domino. Domino.
Well. What are you doing in there?
I thought I'd take a look at your van.
Why? Haven't you been shown one?
No.
Well, who you gone out with then?
They haven't told me yet. Perhaps it'll be with you.
Oh, no. You won't be going out with me, love. I don't take dominets on my runs.
This is your van.
That's right.
You must be Mr. James.
So I am. Now, how did you know my name?
Oh, somebody said you did your runs unaccompanied. Well, I expect all the bands are the same, even if the dominoes aren't.
I'm mostly on the outer circuit, but I'm doing North London at the moment. You'll probably be going out with Farley. I think his girl packed it in.
Oh, is he here, Mr. Farley?
He's probably down at the garage. I've got to go down there, fill up with petrol before I start my North London calls. Would you like to come down with me and see him?
Well, I think perhaps I'd better stay here.
Well, please yourself. I'll tell him if I see him.
Thanks. Are you coming back here, to the depot?
In about a couple of hours.
You may think I'm not being helpful, Harriet.
Thank you.
But in my position, I cannot start official machinery moving without proof.
Mr. Harriet,
Yes?
call for you.
Excuse me. Yes? Anne? Right. You stay there. We'll be over. I think I've got your proof, Sir Geoffrey.
On James?
Yes.
All right. We'll tell my secretary where we're going.
At home.
Certainly, sir.
That's his van, 428 GLK. That's not the man.
But you said it was his
I
van.
told you it's the same number. It is his van.
I'm a very busy man, Harriet.
The transmitter.
It's in there. It's a dummy packet.
This one.
Look, I think it was here. I saw it.
Yes, I'm glad I didn't start things moving, Harriet.
Yes, but the air really went up there into the roof.
Oh, it's obvious what happened. He got suspicious and he got out fast. Oh, can you tell me what's happened to Mr. James?
I wish I knew myself.
You mean you don't know where he is?
He's left the company.
Left?
But that's his van out there. It was. Oh, I forgot to mention it earlier, but Mr. James is giving notice in any case in a few days. For some reason, he decided to give up this afternoon. He phoned out from the garage.
Look, didn't he even finish his round in North London?
No, he didn't even call back for his car.
You've no idea where he's gone?
All I know was he intended to take some hotel job, but I don't know which hotel.
Oh, I'd better change.
Reporter's death's the only real lead we've got.
We can't just break in.
We don't have to. I've got the keys from a friend of Jenna's, another reporter. Come on.
Let's try the garage first. Checking Jenna's death before he died. Movements before he died. He went down to the country for several days. Stayed in a hotel, but no one knows just where.
Look, what if they hope to find the police must have been to all these things?
Electricity's been cut. Well, officially it was suicide. The police won't be looking at his death the same way we do.
Hey, Drew, what's that key on the floor?
Where?
If you'll just sign the book, please.
I believe this is one of your keys.
Oh, you've been here before, sir?
No, a friend of mine, a couple of days ago. Mr. Jenner.
Oh, he must have been in the last intake. Will you follow me, please?
We've left our bags outside.
Oh, don't worry. The porter will take care of them. Our latest arrival.
Oh, thank you, Miss Beard.
Welcome to the High Road.
You'll be made very comfortable.
It seems a very nice hotel.
Hotel? Well, we do try to make it like one, you know. And the grounds are quite beautiful this time of year.
Yes.
Well, now, my name's Muriel Whittaker, and I'm the doctor in charge.
The doctor?
Our little cold cure course won't make you need actual medical attention. Nothing to worry about.
Cold cure.
Well, now, if you just sit down there, I'll just make sure you haven't brought your own colds with you. Can't have that, you know. Open wide, please. Say ah. Again.
How long has this cold research centre been running, Doctor?
4 years. Thank you, my dear, that's all. Your turn.
You cultivate your own flu virus here, Doctor?
Yes, we have several different types of virus. Ah? Excellent. Yes, we've cultivated a rather special culture in this group.
Oh, so we're not getting just ordinary common or garden Manchester flu virus.
No, I've isolated a mutant germ in the strain generally termed Asian flu. It'll be interesting to note its effect.
How long do we have to stay?
Only for a couple of days.
Oh, thank you.
Your key, sir. I put your bags in your rooms.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, there's no need for that, sir. Thank you very much. Can I get you anything?
No, I don't think so. I've got the feeling I've seen your face somewhere, haven't I?
Oh, I think that's very unlikely, sir.
Ensign James. Yes, used to do a radio show. What was his name? Billy Jarvis.
So I did.
Now you're portering.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
That's a damn shame. You must miss the old times, eh? Don't you ever get the urge to get in front of a microphone once more?
Oh, I do sometimes, you know. Well, it's nice of you to remember me. Very few people do these days. Well, I must be getting along.
high. Suppose he takes off again.
He won't. He's got some reason for being here.
Dr. Whittaker's 2-day flu.
That's another thing I don't understand.
It's something I don't want.
James left Domino without his cards. So either he got hold of a phony card somewhere, and he wouldn't do that without good reason.
Oh?
Or else this place isn't just Dr. Whittaker's research centre.
No wonder Jenna had a heavy cold. He was obviously guinea pig last intake.
A minute. He must have got onto something here.
Hey, where are you going?
Well, that laboratory should be worth taking a look at. Up or down?
Down, I should think.
As well as your other duties, I want to look after the boilers. Temperatures are very important here, do you understand?
Well, the equipment down there is very ancient, you know. Those pipes won't take much pressure.
We need special heat for those incubators for the next 48 hours. We shall just have to take a chance on the system holding out. It took years to develop this virus. You'd have to see it under a microscope to appreciate it properly.
Yeah, it's a bit dark down here to see anything, isn't it?
Well, the culture is very sensitive to light. And also, of course, the temperature. Any sudden change of temperature would destroy the whole batch.
Well, have you got enough stuff there for the job?
Enough. There's enough virus here for 1,000 injections. And we've only got 23 primaries altogether.
Oh, yeah, we've got a monkey. What's the monkey for?
Oh, just to test the virus on. Monkeys display the same symptoms as humans. They get a middle ear infection, making the ear ultra-sensitive when the flu's at its peak.
What? What's this machine?
This produces a high-frequency sound. Here, you better put these on.
That monkey was in real pain. High-frequency signals were getting through.
So they're planning to give everyone here the flu virus, which will affect their hearing.
Well, it looks like it. Oh, shall we go?
That won't make them into underminds. All those we've come across so far were brainwashed by a signal.
Supposing there's another signal after these people have been made ready. Well, Dr. Whittaker's been waiting for a chance, and this is it. Using her normal job, she's developed a virus that causes ear infection.
Come in.
Can you spare a moment, Doctor?
What is it?
It's about that couple that arrived this afternoon. You know, Harriet and the girl. I want you to come and have a look at them.
Well, what's making you so jumpy?
I just discovered they're not on the list.
What? Do you mean they just strayed in?
No, I don't think they just strayed in. There's another thing makes me suspicious.
Go on.
How old would you say he was?
I've got his age down here. He's 34.
34, eh? And yet he pretended that he was a fan of my radio show. It only ran the first 2 years of the war before I went and joined ENSA. Mr. Harriet wouldn't have got past his 9 times tables. I think I ought to go and search their things.
All right. I'll keep them occupied while you're at it.
Good. Miss Grierson,
Yes?
now the pass key, please.
Yes, of course.
Miss Gerson, would you ask the Harriets to come in and see me, please?
Yes.
We've got to get in touch with Tillinger somehow, tell him what's going on. If only we could manage to convince him.
Excuse me. Dr. Whittaker would like to see you in her office, please.
Both of us?
There are some health checks that she forgot about. She's waiting for you now.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Come in. Ah, good. Have you settled in?
I think so.
Room's comfortable?
Very nice, thank you.
Well, I was rather a rush when you came in. We didn't complete all our tests, did we? Litmus paper. Just wet it with your tongue. That's good. Right, now all I have to do is to check upon your blood pressure. If you'll just turn your left sleeve up, Mr. Elliot. Oh, I must have left my spig upstairs. Wait here, I won't keep you long.
That's the only phone in the place.
Jeffrey will be at lunch. Probably at the club. Keep an eye on the foyer, will you? Sir Geoffrey Tillinger, please. My name's Harriet.
Yes, Harriet, what is it now?
I caught up with the traveller again, Sir Geoffrey.
What is he this time? Ice cream salesman?
He's a porter at the Hydro Hotel, Tunbridge Wells. No, please listen. It's very important. It's not a hotel any longer. It's a cold research centre.
A what?
The doctor that's running it is one of these brainwashed people I told you about. She's working with a traveller. I don't know exactly what the plan is, but it involves some sort of influenza virus that affects the hearing.
Oh, come on, Harriet, you can't expect me to believe that
This time you've got to believe me, Sir
Make it
Geoffrey.
quick, Drew.
Last time
It's
I made a
terribly
complete
important.
fool of myself. Now, you say the traveller's there now.
Yes.
All right. Find his transmitter. Show me that and I'll act.
Dr. Whittaker's got to do it for you.
I've got to go.
Sorry I've been so long. Right. If you'll just sit down there, Mr. Harriet, and rest your arm on my desk.
Oh, thank you. Would you put it down there? I'll get the porter to carry it through to the bar. Go.
Sorry, madam. You're back.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you, miss.
Find the radio, what will you do?
Smuggle it out of the tail and take it up to London straight away.
Supposing on this?
I had to chance it.
You look rather lonely, you two. Haven't you been introduced to anyone yet?
No.
You're the only married couple here, actually.
We're not actually married.
Really?
Drew's my brother-in-law.
How extraordinary. Well, isn't that a fantastic coincidence?
Is it?
Excuse me.
Well, I think it's absolutely astonishing. One expects it to run in families, I suppose, but your brother-in-law, not even the same family. Well, Mr. Emmett will be fascinated when I tell him. He's a mathematician at Edinburgh, you know. He'll probably be able to tell us the exact odds against such a coincidence.
Really? Is he here?
Yes. Come on, I'll introduce you. The food here is very good.
Is it?
Here's the menu. I can recommend Aylesbury duckling tonight. It's delicious. Excuse me.
All right, what were you doing?
Someone locked me in, turned on the steam.
You shouldn't have been in here.
I was just looking around.
In the filing cabinet?
You kill people for that?
Yes, that's him, Doctor. He was at the club where I worked. I saw him there with Jenner and Sir Geoffrey Tillinger.
Right, thank you, Veronica. Fine, Mrs. Harriet. Mr. Harriet, you know far too much about our business. I found out quite a bit about you.
There's nothing to find out.
One way or another, you've been a bit of a nuisance. You found out about us from your brother, of course.
Who told you?
We're well organized, although we're only a small group. But in a few days' time, there will be an army of us. Not that that will worry you, Mr. Harriet. You won't be here. They're all going away with flu. A new type of flu that will break out all over the country. It causes an acute inflammation of the middle ear. Its victims become as sensitive to high-frequency sound as those of us who were born with this gift.
So it's a gift, is it?
The gift arrives in 6 days' time. Only a few of us were able to respond to the first signal. But the second signal is already on its way. This time, thousands will hear it.
I can't find the girl. She must have got away.
In that case, we must advance our plans. There must be no interference.
Can you still carry on with the program?
Well, there's no problem with the virus. The capsules are made up. They can be handed out in the next hour, and everyone can get away immediately.
What about Harriet?
This place is no further use to us. I always intended to destroy my laboratory before I left anyway. If you lock the safety valves and leave the boilers fully open, that should take care of everything.
I'll do that right away.
Good. And tell Miss Grayson the final briefing will be held in the lounge.
I haven't heard a word from him since he telephoned me this afternoon.
But he said he'd come straight here as soon as he found the radio.
Is it possible he's still at the hydro?
I hope not, if he
You
is.
think he might be in trouble?
He doesn't realize they're all in it. They're all Underminds. I'd better get back there.
No, isn't that taking a risk? I mean, he might turn up at any moment, and once I have something definite to go on, I can take official action.
I must get back. I've got to warn him.
I believe most of you know already that our schedule has been advanced by 24 hours. This is because we've had to deal with intruders. One of them, a woman, managed to get away. But I can promise you that the man won't be so lucky. However, in case the woman persuades the authorities to begin an investigation, we have decided to go on to stage 2 of the general plan right away. This means you'll all be on your way home in the next hour. The fact that we have advanced the schedule, of course, does not affect the timing of the second signal. But you must remember this will take place in 6 days' time and not 5, as we said originally. This, in fact, is greatly to our advantage because it allows you another day in which to circulate this affection amongst the general population. The purpose of the second signal, of course, is still primarily to act as a booster to yourselves. It's now 10 weeks since the original signal, and its effect is fading. I know that many of you are beginning to feel less purposeful. The second signal will restore our strength and renew overall unity. And this time, of course, it will be even better, even stronger, because there will be many thousands more of us. Well, now, I won't waste any more of your time. I just want to make sure that we've covered all the main centers of population. Buses and trains are obvious places where you will be able to infect the maximum number in the shortest time. Public meetings of any kind. Church services, if you can find any well attended. Visit relatives. Before we go any further, I'll fetch the capsules. Then you can take them while we go over the final points.
Drew! Drew!
Round to the door.
laboratory.
What's wrong?
Come with me.
Look, the only way out's through the foyer, but they're all up there. We'd never get through.
Unless we can throw them.
With the steam noise.
They couldn't take it before, could they?
And there won't be a second time, Mr. Harriet. We wondered where you were. Now you can both sweat it out.
Go on, get in there. You two.
I'll get the capsules.
Right. Well, we'd better hurry. This lot's gonna go split right up the seams.
I guess they were all in it when I saw the girl from the club. She overheard me talking to Tillinger.
And tip James off. Do you think she killed the reporter?
It's like being back at school, isn't it?
Come along now, hurry.
Well, it worked before.
What are you trying to do? I don't understand.
Well, last time I turned it, the noise started. Oh, it's hopeless.
They've all gone, Doctor.
Good. Well, you're off now?
Your papers are ready in your office. Would you like me to get them for you?
It's all right. I'll get them. Off you go. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Who's that?
Look, hold it.
Hey, look, this whole place is going up. Come on.
Come in.
Come on, Doctor, we better go.
If that list of names and addresses is found, are you sure I didn't give it to you?
I tell you, I haven't seen it.
Then it must be in the laboratory.
He's gonna go sky high any minute.
James, the door!
No sign of anyone.
She said they were bringing a schedule for because of the intruders that...
What about the virus? In a few days, thousands will be infected.
There won't be any wave of influenza.
Yes, but you said...
I just managed to switch the capsules before Dr. Whittaker came to collect them.
All they'll get is an ordinary common cold. The big mystery is who let us out and why.
And these aliens, they'll be all over the country by now.
Oh, we'll have to round them up before a new signal arrives to re-brainwash them.
If we can stop another cycle beginning, they'll just become ordinary people again.
How can they be traced?
We've got a list with their names and addresses.